Man, what a tale of 2 weeks. What a tale. We going in last week fired up because we won against a division rival, being returning back to where he used to coach, and we just thought it's gonna be a slug fight, and we got our ass slugged. And quite frankly, we didn't know how he was gonna respond the next following week, but we came back this following week and we looked like an actual football team. We learned from our mistakes, and we was able to have a victory Monday. It's your boy Stevo on Windy City Breeze Bears. Let's get straight to it. Hey, I know I missed last episode. A lot going on last week. So you're gonna get a little bit of a two-parter. We're gonna be talking about both games. So we're gonna start off with last week's game, the embarrassing loss, the terrible loss, the 52-21 loss against the Detroit Lions. And we're gonna get straight into it. The problem of that game was everybody, simply everybody. Ben didn't call his best game. Dennis Allen for sure didn't call his best game. It was really the name of the defense. The defense couldn't stop the run. The defense couldn't stop the play in the air. If I'm not mistaken, we go back and look at the stats. Jared Goff had a Jared Goff type game. And we all know if you give Jared Goff a clean pocket, no hits, he will piece you apart. And that's exactly what he did, going 23 of 28, finishing with 330 and 334 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was spread the ball around. He wasn't getting touched. And quite frankly, like I just said, that's what happens when you give somebody else, uh, Jared Goff's elk. You can't give him that much time because he's just going to pick you apart. And we've seen it. Defensively wise, our corners, we suffer from it. As y'all know, Jalen Johnson did go down in the middle of the game with a groin injury. He is not placed on IR. We don't know what's going on. Well, we know what's going on. Excuse me. We know what's going on. It's a groin injury, but we don't exactly know what the injury is, but it looks like he might needs to have surgery. So he's on IR indefinitely. So that was a blow that we took. We're still waiting for the return of Kyler Gordon. Even in this week's game, he didn't play a last game. And Tyreek Stevens just got picked on. Like quite frankly, that was just a cold hard truth. Like honestly, Tyreek got picked on more than he did when he was a rookie, when he got the starting job, when some corners was out the time he did get the starting job a year ago. But yeah, he got picked on. I think St. Brown finished with 115 yards reception. He was targeted 11 times, caught it 9 times. So just absolute smoked by a top wide receiver in St. Brown. And yeah, just wasn't a good. To me, last game was very, very, very concerning against the Lions because I saw a team give up. I saw a defense give up on their coach. I saw an offense not necessarily give up. They tried, but everything they pretty much got to go. It got stalled. That's pretty much everything that happened. It got stalled. Wasn't utilizing the run game like we could, but at the same time, we wasn't able to get any interior penetration. So, and DeAndre Swift did end with 63 yards that game, but and Cal Mononga had 27. But that was kind of towards the end of the game where they kind of defense got kind of lax in certain situations, and a lot of those stats is garbage time stats. And yeah, the whole game just wasn't good. Caleb Williams had a okay game. It wasn't the best game. He was 19 for 30, which shows his inaccuracy. 207 yards total passing. He had 2 touchdowns, but one touchdown was towards the end in the garbage time. So it was a nice late throw to on Madunze, and he did have that one awful pick where you just got to throw the ball away. I ain't nothing much to tell you about it. Ain't nothing much to talk about it. I'm not going to harp on it. Those plays and the things we know about Ben Johnson. I mean, not Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. Sometimes he just don't realize when the play is dead. And on that game in Sunday, there was a lot of examples where the line got blown up. The people are already in the background, and he's still scrambling around, moving up sideways, side lanes, trying to find ways to make plays. And sometimes The play is just dead. The play is just dead at the end of the day. And he threw a costly pick. It wasn't a pick that sealed the game. Like he was able to learn from it. He didn't throw a pick from it again, but that's gonna be up there on his stats as a pick, and it was a bad one. But outside of that, Roma Dunes, they did have the game of his life. 11 targets, 7 receptions, which is caught. He said caught 7 with 128 yards. He had his coming out game, even in our worst game performing as it is. DJ Moore, he has 5 receptions for 46 yards, 6 targets. Cole Kmet had 2 receptions, two catches to a 29 yards. Already know we needed more usage out the tight ends. And on the defense side, the linebackers did as best as they could, but they did struggle to stop the run, and quite frankly, they didn't stop the run. Like you might look at it, Jerron Pritzker had 7 tackles. You got Tremaine with 6 tackles. You got Stevenson with 5, Noah Sewell with 3, but it just wasn't enough. They got 5 sacks on us against us. Caleb got sacked 5 times. I don't think Jared got sacked at all, and if he did, it was once. So yeah, name of that game. We didn't come out to play. We wasn't prepared, and when we got punched in the mouth, we got in our fetal position, curled up in a ball, and just took it. And that was probably the most concerning thing I seen thus far coming from my new team, because you don't want to see a team look like they quit on something very new like that. So we knew coming in yesterday against a big game against the Cowboys and the Matt Eberflus defense, it was going to be a huge game, a statement game, and me personally, I'm pretty sure a lot of people around Bears Nation was taking this very personal. Like, this is a must-win game. You cannot allow Matt Eberflus bitch ass come up here with that soft-ass defense and beat you. You can't do it. And quite frankly, we did not. And I'm excited to say we're gonna flip over to exactly what we came here to talk about, last night's game, which was on prime time at 3:25 against the Cowboys. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Bears was also nervous because we don't have the greatest track record against nationally televised games, especially coming off guard getting our ass whooped against the Lions the way we did. But at the end of the day, this is the team I think all Bears fans thought we was gonna come out and see week 1. And quite frankly, it's better late than never. I understand we started off 0-2, and the percentages of people going to the playoffs that's 0-2 is like 0.8%. Understand that, but at the end of the day, we wasn't seeing no type of progression from pretty much anybody outside of like no guys like Noah Sewell and people like that. Come out here to know that not only are you're going to be down significant players, we didn't have TJ Edwards, we didn't have Jalen Johnson, we didn't have Kyler Gordon again for the 3rd game straight. I'm missing somebody. We had a couple other people at the. We had a Grady Jarrett with a banged up knee who still decided to go out there and play. And we went out there and looked like a football team, quite frankly. Now, the first time we came out, first time on offense, it was 3 and out. Then we was like, oh shit, it's looking like the same old stuff. Dallas get the ball back, and they just get to marching down the field, and we was like, look like the same old shit, look like the same old Bears, same old bullshit. And then Tyreek Steven, I'm gonna give my boy credit, C-Dub, who feels like did the play of the year, probably the play that probably saves the season of the Bears. Because quite frankly, I don't know if that's the same game if he don't get their rip out fumble. I really don't, because they were just marching down our throat. Pause. They were just marching down the field. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they averaged over 5 yards a carry or 5 yards a play on that first drive. And you went up that sideline, I think that would have been a gain for 30 on that run. He tried to do the peanut punch, realized his hand was all the way through, ripped that mug out, turnover is all you mean. And right after that, we came back. Caleb came out there, threw a nice ball to Rome Medusa, and that's when the party started. That's exactly when the party in Rome, the Caleb and Rome party started. That was their first connection with a deep play action down the sideline to a wide open Rome Medusa. And credit to Caleb, because that was a lot of people gonna be like, "Well, he was open. He was open." We seen him sell open passes to DJ 42 yards last week, so we gonna take this one. So not only that, it's a lot of things from this game that was super promising. First, I'm gonna start with the offense, of course. Caleb, he finished 19 to 28, 298 yards. He averaged 10 yards per pass, 4 touchdowns, no interception. That's the type of game we expect from our number one pick. And quite frankly, we had his help. His teammates helped out. He finished. Listen, y'all. I know people saying it over the airways, but I really want y'all to listen to what I'm saying and take heed to this. This is the first time Caleb finished a game with no sacks. I can't tell you the last time I had a quarterback have that stat up next to their name. Caleb Williams finished the game with no sacks. I can only give credit to that O-line and that O-line coach, because they even got players that we know is not that good playing their ass off. I'm gonna be honest. Getting Joe Tooney is the best. It's been a lifesaver for Braxton Jones, because Braxton Jones is starting to learn how to anchor. Some of the stuff that Joe Tooney used to always have to help him on, clip him, or pick up on his man, because he's gotten beat. He's getting better at it, and it shows when you have a Hall of Fame left guard next to you that knows how to win, knows the ins and out of football. It could do tremendous things to your limited left tackle that you have at the moment. But I can't do nothing but give credit to Braxton Jones. I don't think he gave up a sack the other day. He may have gave up a couple pressures, but I'm gonna be honest. One of the things we harped on about him that he haven't been fixing is, quite frankly, not anchoring. And what I mean by anchoring is sometimes the pass rusher gets the leverage to get past them a little bit, but you're able to reset, get back in front of him, and anchor your position. He did that on multitude times yesterday. But quite frankly, Matt Eberflus also did what Matt Eberflus do all the time. He zoned the hell out of us, and Caleb Williams like, "Oh, you gonna do that? Somebody in the middle gonna be open." And guess what? He found it. One of the first people he passed to this week game, I should say, was Coastal Lovin. Now he did end the game and come out the game with a hip injury. We gonna come out when news dropping. We get more information on that. We gonna tell you about that. But he did lead the game. But that still was great to say. And shout out to the coach. It shows that he's listening. He said in his press conference, I did draft these people for no reason. So I'm gonna use it. Luther Burton had the game of his fucking life. As he does call him Luther. Because, bro, to only have 3 receptions and 101 yards, it just proves him and Cal Mananga today both did things that was like, dude, put me on the goddamn field. I am too good to not for you not to play me in some form of fashion. And I think Bill Johnson low-key realizes that. Especially with DJ and Calvin, I mean not with DJ, especially with Luther and Calvin guy. When you just find a way to give the ball to Luther, no matter what, he's like DJ. Something's going positive is going to happen. He's gonna make somebody's miss. He's quicker and faster than what people realize. I think this was a wake up call for Ben Johnson. Like, yeah, Luther got to be in this some form of us. I got to create some packages, which he did. I got to create some packages for DJ. That's what the Ben Johnson. That's what we came in here for him to realize, and that's also show steps in leadership as a head coach. Realizing, okay, it's the third quarter. DJ ain't touched the ball that much. Let me create a scheme for him to be wide the hell open. Got it. And then you see that was the same play when you getting DJ warmed up. Guess who ended the play? DJ with a wide open touchdown on 4th and 1. That's what it is. You trust your players, and shit happens. Now on defense and Kyle Manunga, y'all might look at his stat sheet and be like, well, I don't know what the point y'all talking about. Common other guy. He only came in and had six rushing attempts and got 16 yards. It's how you got them yards. First of all, he didn't really start running the ball for real north and south until the third quarter. And every time he did it, except that one play where he decided he was going beast mode, and a lot of people gonna be like, "Well, it's cool and all, but you lost yards." He's showing Ben Johnson, dude, they can't bring me down. Everybody not gonna be able to bring me down. I'm a hard tackle. Play me. And I think that's what it was. Him and Luther said, dude, look what I can do. Play me if you give me a chance. And I think that's something that can really flip this offense on their head if he just realized, if Ben just realized, if we use if we use DeAndre Swift, who also had a solid game, if we use him as his strength, which is the secondary back, the change of speed, the gadget guy, to catch it out the background, catch screens, and then use your Cal Manon guy as the guy to run in between tackles, you got them Sonic and Knuckles right there. You got your fire and lightning right there. It's in your hands right there. You can see it. And I'm also not mad at you by running by committee. Caleb got some runs. Zacchaeus got some runs. DJ got some more. Hell, Luther Bird got some runs. Sometimes, like I said, I use the analogy because I'm an Oregon fan. We got one of the deepest running back rooms in the country because we running out 7 running backs. We ran out not 7 running backs, but we ran out 6 motherfuckers that can run. And at the end of the day, that's the type of coaching you got to do. Somebody got to be able to do something. You got to find somebody to do it, regardless of the fact. Cole Komet, you see what happens when you give him the ball. Touchdown. It just is what it is. Now, with Coastal Loveland being out, we don't know how long he's going to be out, but possibly a week or two. So it's gonna be a good way for Cole to step up, and not only is he gonna have to step up passing, but he's definitely going to step up in that blocking game because Coach been laying motherfuckers out, and that just is what it is. So I love everything I see defensive side. The defense shocked me today. I did not expect, for one, I'm gonna be honest. It's still the pressure is still lacking. The pressure that we're not getting is still lacking. I'm still looking at Montez Sweat. I'm still looking at Dio. I'm still looking at Daniel Hardy, who had a bonehead ass day yesterday. I'm still looking at Grady Jerry, even though he got a stupid roughing the passer penalty because he's already fallen because he just blew up the damn center and he just happens to fall into the leg of Jared Goff. But our secondary, Tyree Stevenson, to me was the player of the game, and it's not from the start of that strip fumble. He was out there everywhere making plays. He took last week personal when he seen Amon Ra get completely off on his ass. I think he went home, took it personal. Was like, bro, I'm a man person, and I got smoked in man. Not happening again. Dude was out there breaking up passes, getting interceptions, following people all over the field, and the defense followed right behind them. You had Noah Sewell all over the place. You had Tremaine Evans, who ended up getting 2 interceptions at the end of the game. Fucking Montez Sweat finally got a goddamn sack at the end of the game. Dominic Robinson got a sack today, and I like I said, Ben is just showing each and every day, and as well as the rest of this coaching staff, why I have so much trust in him because they've been saying since the beginning of training camp they see something in Don Rob that we didn't see. Everybody on CBC, I can say, didn't think he was even going to make the roster, and ever since he said that, he's been making noise in practice. He made noise in the preseason. And now he's making noise in the player in regular season. So I can't get mad at him. Shout out to the young man. Cause Don Rob, he's staying on the team and he's proving why he's staying on this team. But yeah, Kevin Bayard ended up with a turnover at the end. I think he got that from Joe Mixon, if I'm not, or Milton, I should say. But yeah, it was a complete ass whooping for the most part. We beat them 31-14. We're going back. It's another primetime game next Sunday against the Raiders. Don't think it's a slouch, even though they got some injuries over there. Pete Carroll is still a hell of a coach. He still know how to coach football, so we can't take that lightly at all. But yeah, we 1-2. It's time to be 2-2 now. On to next week. Good win. Let's go into the bye week with 2-2. I think that's the best. That's the best way we can go into a big game, a Monday, not a Monday, yeah, Monday night game, 7:15, live prime time against Washington on the 13th. So after that, and that's right after the bye week. So let's get our mind prepared and ready to go smoke these Raiders. And then after that, let's get our mind ready, prepared, rest up, and let's get ready for the rest of the season because this is when it get real. But thank y'all for tuning in for another set on Chicago, Windy, Cindy, Breeze. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Stevo checking in with another video. And I'll check in y'all with the next video shortly. Peace.